A minus. If by school grade system, it's an A minus. That's how I would describe this Nintendo Direct in a nutshell, this February 2022 Direct, in my opinion. I am so happy, and beyond the specific stuff that made me happy, there were still plenty of stuff that caught my interest and had me approve. It wasn't perfect, there were a few small low points, but the main thing that this Direct solidified, that's making me grade it this high, is this essentially filled Nintendo's quota for like all of 2022. They have a new Fire Emblem Warriors game, a new Mario Strikers coming this summer too, a new Xenoblade supposedly for early fall, Kirby in March, Splatoon 3 in the summer, Nintendo Switch Sports continuing Wii Sports Legacy in April, Metroid Dread getting updates throughout spring, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLCs sprinkled all throughout this and next year, plenty of the games we did know about, we got more new info on, and we still got plenty of new game announcements anyways, and when you factor other games and stuff coming later that didn't appear in this Direct that we do know of, like Breath of the Wild 2, hopefully for the holiday, Bayonetta 3, Mario plus Rabbids, games we don't know about that are still a mystery for this year, forget next year, and the vast amount of other titles and or third parties we got, like Portal, No Man's Sky coming in the summer, Triangle Strategy with a demo playable, and the game coming next month, Chrono Cross Radical Edition, which is this remaster of a beloved RPG in April, Front Mission First getting remade, and other titles getting remade later on, Klonoa 1 and 2, Live Alive, plenty of other games I didn't mention that are coming out this year and or were announced this Direct. Assuming the other first parties slash big games I mentioned get released this year and are solid titles, 2022, it is almost guaranteed to go down as one of the Switch's best years, just like 2017. It's a meme at this point, but it's looking more and more like a reality as time passes. This year really is looking like the sequel to 2017. Breath of the Wild came out then, it's getting a sequel this year. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out then, now it's getting DLC. Xenoblade 2 came out then, now it's getting a third game. Fire Emblem Warriors is the same, Splatoon 2 to 3 is the same, Mario plus Rabbids is the same, and that's not even all the big notable titles like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Pokemon Legends Arceus a few weeks ago, Bayonetta 3, Mario Strikers, or the third parties plenty are watching, like Portal, No Man's Sky. Point is, I am so excited for this year and the gaming Nintendo Switch owners will be undergoing, as this Direct really put that in perspective for me. 2022 is a year for the books for Nintendo lovers, and that's another thing. Unsure exactly how hot or controversial this take is, I felt like for the past couple of years now, Nintendo Directs in February tend to be on the weaker side of the spectrum compared to June or the September Directs. Not flat out bad or mediocre, but this is one I'm coming out of that like the 2019 one. I thought that one was okay slash average. The 2021 one was a decent bit better. But this is one I'm coming out of that I feel was very good, and this is going to stick with a lot of people. Plenty of announcements not only held so much weight and impact, but the variety of those announcements was very strong too. So let me talk about that Direct that I really enjoyed. Not every individual game announcement, but a lot of the general ones, with some particular ones that interest me, and review which of the predictions I made for this Direct that got right or wrong near the end. So off the bat, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 hopes. I predicted a Fire Emblem announcement of some kind, but it wasn't a remake. But I would still imagine this is still something most Fire Emblem fans might be on board with. They're basically pulling a Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity with Fire Emblem Warriors and having the world and characters of 3 houses be the main focus, which I'd imagine would be more enticing for fans given how popular and successful 3 houses is. The first Fire Emblem Warriors, I'm sure, was generally well received, with some criticism towards the narrow roster focusing and such. It kinda died out after launch, but this being a continuation of that spin-off series, focusing on the hottest Fire Emblem game in the series right now, I think at least is pretty cool in its own way. Coming in late June as well is a good idea, gives more to the summer, and more for Fire Emblem fans. No Man's Sky coming to Switch, that's a funny one to me. I assumed this game was already on there, so I'm more shocked to find out it never was up until this upcoming summer. But I'd imagine it's more of a plus, considering No Man's Sky was a game really infamous for being incredibly unfinished and buggy and barren in both content period and content that it promised to deliver at launch. But come a couple years after that, with a lot of updates added to the game, it not only added a lot more content fulfilled more on a lot of the promises the game and developers made, but it also added even more content beyond that, and polished the game to how people wanted it to be at launch. Essentially a steady, yet major transformation in quality over time. So assuming all of that comes to the Switch version, that is pretty big in its own way. And one of the biggest bombshells, Mario Strikers Battle League. I am reserving so many thoughts and talking points on this game for another video. I've talked about Mario Strikers once before in a video talking about it and Mario Baseball, wanting both those series to come back after such a long time for being such super fun Mario Sports spin-off games. I doubt that many people were expecting Mario Strikers here after so long, but 5 minutes into the Direct, they just slapped me across the face, and surprise, they threw me and Mario Strikers fans waiting 15 years a golden bone with so much to process and absorb and gush about, but I'm trying to hold back for now. I have so many thoughts, emotions, questions, and so much excitement for Battle League. You have no idea how ready I am for this game that it deserves its own discussion video after this. The short and skinny, I will say for now, beyond 1 or 2 questions, this was one of the 2 biggest highlights for me. Strikers has been my favorite Mario Sports spinoff by a hair above the baseball games, and not only are they maintaining that same aesthetic and style and charm Mario Strikers is famous for, alongside most of the mechanics and new stuff they're adding, I absolutely cannot wait for Mario Strikers Battle League. This is a Mario Sports spin-off series that's deserved a new game in such a long time, and I cannot be happier that a whole new generation of millions of new Nintendo fans, and old ones as well, are about to experience, in my opinion, the best Mario Sports spin-off series in a modern life. Strikers fans, after 15 years, we are winning! We are winning! Trying so hard not to talk about Mario Strikers even more. Splatoon, Salmon Run's returning to Splatoon 3, and I assume newer mechanics and stuff to that mode were added in there, which is neat. Slated for summer 2022. I think all of us were expecting that one to be a summer title. It's more new Splatoon 3 info. We're getting closer to a more concrete date. It's neat overall. I think I'll get most of the smaller announcements and third-party stuff out of the way now. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. It got a reminder, coming April 8th. Same date as the Sonic 2 movie, which is cool. Front Mission First, an old Square tactical RPG, is getting remade with later entries also getting remade later down the line, which is awesome. Chrono Cross Radical Dreamers Edition, this definitive version / remaster of Chrono Cross. This beloved RPG coming to the Switch in April. Klonoa 1 and 2. Klonoa 1 and 2 getting re-released on Switch. That is awesome. I've heard they're great platformers, and now the series is getting a better chance at life on the Switch. I have my eye on Klonoa coming to the Switch. Portal's coming to Switch. That's a big one. So many people love Portal. Live Alive, this JRPG that was exclusive to Japan before, not only getting an international re-release, but is also getting an HD 2D remake, which is awesome. I've been loving these classic RPGs and games getting this HD 2D remake. The aesthetic and style is very pretty, in my opinion. And I'm assuming that's a meaty and good JRPG coming to July. Triangle Strategy has a demo, and that's out now, up to Chapter 3, and the game's coming a month from now. Another HD 2D JRPG that's very likely to be a very good one for RPG fans. Still miffed about that name, I'm not gonna lie. I will admit though, MLB Show, that was a transition. It was some transition. Definitely one of the lowest points of the Direct. Kingdom Hearts Integra Masterpiece, the whole Kingdom Hearts series coming to the Switch. That would have been a decent small highlight, if not for the fact it's the cloud version. And essentially everyone who's tried and played the demo has attested to how poorly those games run on cloud on Switch. Which is such a shame, especially off the heels of Sora coming to Smash, yet it's also one of the most beloved RPGs out there, and it's getting shafted like this. It's definitely a bummer. And the other weird thing I'm mixed on, Nintendo Switch Sports, this continuation of the Wii Sports brand, but for Nintendo Switch, I respect they're trying to continue the Wii Sports legacy, and they got the core popular Wii Sports here, like tennis, bowling, golf, coming later and such. It might tap into that casual market like it originally did back in the mid-2000s. Similar to Ring Fit Adventure as well, unsure. But mainly, what are those character designs? I feel like a lot of the appeal of Wii Sports was the simplicity in its whole structure and aesthetic. And while the games themselves are essentially the exact same as back on the Wii, with Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, The memes also emphasize that simple yet effective pull. I'm seeing a lot of people not on board with the avatar's looks, as well, talking about how they kind of look like the Grubhub commercial characters, which they're not wrong. I'd hope there's some customization involved. It's also weird we're getting a follow-up to Wii Sports 5 years after the Switch launched. Even weirder when factoring 1-2 Switch into account, and that wasn't nowhere near as popular or effective of a casual game, especially not being a pack-in title with the Switch, which was another reason everyone loved Wii Sports. You didn't have to pay $60. I don't know if people are going to pay $60 for Wii Sports again, basically. I think it's meant to be the small thing trying to keep the Wii Sports legacy alive, which I can respect in that sense. I just don't know how much it'll boom come late April when it comes out. Switch install base surpassed the Wii, so maybe that's what they're banking on. It might work. I couldn't tell you until we see it on shelves. In other news, Kirby barely stuffing a car in his mouth. Kirby. I kind of want to do a discussion video on Kirby in the Forgotten Land from the perspective of a non-Kirby fan, because I genuinely want to buy and play this game. It being a 3D game, Kirby's first actual 3D game, all these cool new power-ups, weapons, abilities. I love the mouthful mode abilities, him barely able to swallow this car, but he drives forward plowing down enemies like he's absorbed in anyways, and the vending machine where he spits out soda cans, being the marble. As a non-Kirby fan, Forgotten Land looks incredible and fun, and I want to play it. It's more new Kirby info on what looks to be one of the best Kirby games ever. Metroid Dread getting DLC at all is something I was not anticipating. It's smallish stuff. It's like free updates, a rookie mode where it's an easy mode, a dread mode, which is basically the super hard mode where one hit can kill you. Both came out already, and later this April, they're releasing a boss rush mode. Again, it's smaller stuff, not full-blown new story content, major DLC, or anything huge, but it's new modes and features that keep players coming back, newer, less experienced Metroid fans easing more into the game and series, while hardcore players get a tougher challenge, and is some sort of capitalization on the Metroid momentum Dread gave the series by giving it some updates to add more quality of life and longevity to the game. Nintendo Switch Online's finally getting Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings, which is neat. I will say it felt like Nintendo was trying hard to cuck Mother 3 fans there, expecting Mother 3 or not, and in what form, that's a whole other topic. But the way they structured that announcement, slowly showing off Mother 2 in Earthbound, then Mother 1 in Beginnings, and then that's it. It had this slow build-up, kind of, and it just fizzled with just putting Earthbound and Beginnings side by side. I thought that was funny. It's both good games coming to NSO after not coming for a while. All SNES Online is missing now as far as major titles, I think, are Mario RPG and Chrono Trigger. And right before the end, the other big bombshell, after 5 years and a Labo update, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is getting not 1, not 2, not 3, but 48 tracks in the form of DLCs spanning all of 2022 and 2023, remastered tracks across the entire series, including Mario Kart Tour, and the first wave is coming in the middle of March, only a month away. This is another thing I'm definitely making a video on after this. There's been so much talk and demand for a new Mario Kart, Nintendo Kart. Are we going to get a new Mario Kart on the same system? Are we waiting till Switch 2? And our answer is more Mario Kart 8 DLC. Again, saving most thoughts and feelings on this for another discussion video, but on the whole, I'm on board with this mainly because it makes a ton of sense alongside this answers the primary issue people have with Mario Kart 8 since it came out on Switch. 8 Deluxe, it's a literal juggernaut, even by Mario Kart standards, recently hitting over like 44 million sales, not counting the Wii U version. For the past near 5 years, 8 Deluxe has been selling so much for so long, but recently people have felt it got stale, given it's been 5 years since the last new, normal Mario Kart, the lack of updates and DLC, given its reuse of assets and mechanics in Mario Kart Tour and Live Home Circuit, but in due time, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is going to have double the amount of content it got on launch, even when it's remastered tracks only and seemingly no new characters, which is a bummer, giving the current biggest game on the Switch and in Mario Kart history the Smash DLC treatment, and releasing more content for the game over the span of 2 years adds much more replayability and more freshness in us getting these HD tracks remade for 8, being able to race more remastered tracks than the 48 we've had to race on for almost 7 years now. And adding Tour's tracks in the mix, putting Tour's tracks in a good Mario Kart in my opinion, also helps, considering a lot of Mario Kart fans are split on tour, and a lot of them did drop off the game, and likely missed out on a lot of the new tracks that game had. And the direct ended on Xenoblade Chronicles 3 getting announced. I was expecting this around E3. I didn't think they were this close to finishing the game, given we all know how big Xenoblade games are, and the definitive edition for 1 came out not too long ago, even when 2 was 2017. But not only do we have a solid look at the world, our main characters, enemies and such, but it's slated for September of this year, which is also crazy. Xenoblade Chronicles is a series that's getting bigger and more popular. Getting another mainline game is not only really cool and good, but also this soon, it's extra shocking. I know Xenoblade fans are going to go nuts, but with the more success in games the series is getting, it's really only a matter of time until Xenoblade reaches either that consistent active status and or popular status of franchises akin to Kirby, Donkey Kong, Metroid, and Fire Emblem and such, I feel. Xenoblade's growing and more and more people are enjoying it more and more. It's just getting bigger and bigger, which I respect and appreciate. But yeah, Mario Kart getting continuous content like its Smash Ultimate DLC or GTA 5 is exciting and makes sense. A new Mario Strikers is hype. The Kirby stuff was cool. Splatoon 3 stuff was neat. The Metroid Dread updates were also neat. Fire Emblem Warriors focusing on 3 houses is cool. Xenoblade getting a new game is hype. Nintendo Switch Sports continuing Wii Sports and tapping more into the casual market, if not Wii Sports fans, is cute. Earthbound's finally coming to NSO is a net positive. A lot of the third-party stuff like Portal, Klonoa, Front Mission First, Chrono Cross, Triangle Strategy, Live Alive, etc. is plenty of cool and enticing stuff. Plenty of 2D and 3D platformers, sports games, party games, a few rhythm games here and there, plenty of RPGs, continuing Mario Kart content, and a lot of games mentioned are big, entertaining, and at the very least, assumedly probably good. And even then, if you couldn't tell, the Mario bias is in effect, which is why I really like this one, so I'm not gonna pretend there isn't at least some bias in effect on my end. Still though, plenty of stuff, games, and things for most people of most audiences to get out of this Direct, I feel. I'd imagine the Direct was okay for some, bare minimum for most, but again, the variety was there, the impact on most of them was there, and a lot of the games are very, very likely to be very good games. To me, this Direct was very fun and memorable in multiple areas. I enjoyed it, I hope you guys did too, and if not, that's okay, we still got more in the future, and I do apologize if you didn't enjoy it as much. As far as my own predictions that I got right and wrong from yesterday's predictions video, I predicted Breath of the Wild 2 getting a trailer with a name drop and a more accurate release window. Got none of that. I forgot, apparently the title of the game spoils some major component of the gameplay, which is why they're holding off on revealing that. But otherwise, I'm like 100% certain that's going to be an E3 thing. Splatoon 3, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and Triangle Strategy all getting more details and information shown off. I got all 3 of those correct. No Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak details, which I'm slightly shocked, but also fine with, as not only am I not really a Monster Hunter fan, I'm sure we'll probably get more of those details closer to E3. Advance Wars and Kingdom Hearts getting a reminder for their near releases. 2 predictions I got right. I predicted Metroid Prime 1 getting re-released in some way. That did not happen. We got Dread updates at least, so it's a Metroid thing. I feel like more Prime stuff will be due during E3. Prime 4, for example. Some people, for some reason, were expecting Prime 4 stuff here. Unsure how many, but given they announced Prime 4 at 2017 D3, and we only just hit like the 3-year mark since they rebooted development, and they're treating the game's quality standard like a new Mario or Zelda game, I'm fairly sure Prime 4's trailer teaser announcement thing is either an E3 or fall announcement. No DK game again? I feel like I'm feeling more and more bad for DK fans, bro. Donkey Kong's been deserving of a new game for a while now, and a lot of DK's games are bangers. So I am slightly bummed out about that. But like, yeah, I'm really wondering if there's a Donkey Kong game in the oven, if at all, to be honest. Some Fire Emblem announcement ended up being Warriors 3 Hopes, which I got. Even when I guessed the remake, I did predict some Fire Emblem thing, so I'm counting that. I predicted ARMS 2 instead of Mario Kart 9. I was wrong on ARMS 2, but I was right we didn't get Mario Kart 9, but I was not expecting a Deluxe DLC 5 years after that fact. I predicted a dormant IP revival of some sort, and for semantics I narrowed it down to Punch-Out. It wasn't Punch-Out, but it was a dormant IP, as well as a next level games developed IP being Mario Strikers, which is at worst like 50 to 75% accurate. I'm taking full credit, I'm not gonna lie, given it was still next level games, and Mario Strikers wasn't active for forever on top of that video I made a few years ago. No Mario Party Superstars DLC. I'm not really bummed about that. My expectations for that one were already so low given Super never got it. Granted, now Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is getting DLC instead, which is the weird yet funny part. No Mario movie trailer either. Not bummed, but now it's making me anticipate for when they drop that trailer, either during spring or E3, because we are getting closer and closer to December when the movie drops, so it is a short matter of time until we get that movie trailer. I predicted the games that would be no-shows were Mario + Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime 4, Xenoblade, Mario Kart 9, no Nintendo Music Service thing in lieu of the Gilva Center mass takedowns, and a game I chose to predict that wasn't going to take place here, and it didn't. Okay, the game was Mario Odyssey 2, if you guys couldn't tell. Xenoblade was the only no-show I was wrong on, but those other 6, I got all right. So, 13 to 14 predictions right out of like 21, 22, so that's like 60-ish%. I'll take a tiny bit of pride of the Dormant IP prediction I got right, but like, let's be real, a lot of the ones I got right were no-brainers. It's like, oh, Kirby's gonna be there. Oh, Splatoon's gonna be there. Oh, Triangle Strategy's gonna be there. Oh, Mario + Rabbids won't be there. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's like lowball easy stuff. But that'll be it for this one. I wish you guys a wonderful week. Stay tuned for my discussions on Mario Strikers Battle League and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe getting more DLC in the near future. I will see you all very soon, and I hope you all stay super.
Yo, hey, 妹妹，嘿，我来呀！不，共和，哈哈哈呀！拉面，嘿，来面，白根面，共和，再见呀！哈哈，拉面，烫手面，谢谢。